everyone, it's Adrienne here. So today I will be showing you guys how I tint my eyebrows. First step I do is I put my hair up because this is a pretty permanent dye, and if you get it in your hair, it'll dye your hair, obviously, because it dyes your eyebrow hairs. So that's what I did. I went and I braided my hair, and now I'm going to take off any makeup that I have on my eyebrows. Now that I've gotten all the makeup off of my eyebrows, I'm gonna start. So what I use to tint my eyebrows is 1000 Hour. It works really well. You can get it on Amazon. It's like $15, and I bought it I think a year and a half ago, and I haven't had to buy another one since, which means it's lasting me a long time. And I think it works really well. And so first off, you gotta mix up all the little dye. So what I will be using from this kit, it usually comes with an applicator. This is the developer liquid, and then this is the color. Basically, this is the dye, and then it comes with this little thing, and there's a little applicator that comes with it, but I probably threw that away. I've had this for a while, so I don't have it anymore. So what I use to mix it is I just use the brush that I'm going to use on my eyebrows to begin with. So this is a Wonder Brow brush. It has a little spoolie on the other side and a little angular brush on this side. And so what I use to mix it with is just this little side, since I want to make sure I don't lose any of the product. So the first step to mixing it is using some of this little dye stuff. This is the hair dye. It's like dyeing your hair, except the hair on your face. Yeah. And then so I just put a little bit of this in there, you know, just a little bit of stuff in there, and then use the developer liquid, and you're just supposed to put like 3 or 4 drops, but I spilled it. It's fine, everything's fine. We're just gonna ignore that happened. It didn't happen at all. Nothing happened. And then you just mix it, and so it makes like a more of a soupy liquid rather than that stiff liquid dye thing that you had before. So I'm just mixing it. And then the consistency that you want is it's still kind of stiff, but it's not as stiff. It's a little bit more malleable and easy to work with. This is the consistency that you want. And that's the consistency that I want anyways. So now is for the fun part. You put on your brows. So what I do is I just kind of apply it how I would do my eyebrows with pomade, how I would do my eyebrows in the morning, just with my regular face of makeup. But this stuff is pretty dark, so it'll look really weird when you're doing it. But it doesn't come out like that. You don't look like that after. You'll see. I'm gonna start applying it. Oh, always make sure you have a Q-tip handy, because you're gonna make little mistakes like that, and you're not gonna want it to dye your skin. And so you're gonna wanna use a little Q-tip to get it off. That's what I'm gonna do. And it's gone. Voila, poof. So this is a little first layer. As you can see, it's super fast. If you know what you're doing, it's super fast. What I like to do though, is I like to let this layer dry while I'm doing this other eyebrow. and then I go back over it with another layer and another layer and another layer. And yeah, you'll see. I think it helps because I think it helps to get all the hairs, get all the layers. Because like onions, ogres have layers. So as you can see, both eyebrows have one layer and it looks pretty whack. It's gonna look worse and worse as it goes on because it just gets darker and darker. Please excuse the fire truck because I live by a fire station. Alright, so my next step personally is I go over the brow I did first with more dye. Just repeat the steps basically, rinse and repeat. So the second layer is complete, and I just like to use as much of the dye as I can because otherwise it'll just go to waste, and that's no fun because it's a waste of money, and I still have quite a bit left. So I think I'm just gonna keep doing a bunch of layers, and then the next step is just to leave it on. So in the directions it says to leave it on for 6 minutes for eyebrows and like 15 for eyelashes, but I found that when you leave it on for only 6 minutes, it doesn't last. It doesn't I don't know, it doesn't really dye the eyebrow hairs as much as I personally like. I guess if you want more of like a natural tint, then leave it on for 6 minutes, but if you're like me and have 0 eyebrows in the first place and want your money's worth, I'd leave it on for longer. I usually leave it on until I feel like I can just take it off, obviously. So I usually leave it on for like 20 minutes, 30 sometimes. It depends on what I'm doing. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a few more layers and then I'm gonna leave it on, and I will come back before I take it off. So they look pretty crazy right now. I'm just waiting. Probably wait another 20 minutes and then I will take it off. I'll take it off. Also, I forgot to mention, if you're gonna do this, make sure you wear something that you don't mind getting dyed, because this dyes clothes, it dyes cloths. You don't want to get it on some nice shirt that you have. So I'll see you on the other side. It has been a while. Here's what they look like up close. Like you can see the little hairs. Uh-oh, I touched it. It's gonna sting my fingers. You can see the little hairs, and obviously it's super prominent. I'm not perfect, so it's not perfect either. But now it's time to take it off. So what I use is I just use a makeup wipe. It gets the job done. Wow. Now I look crazy because I got no makeup over there. Okay, so let's pretend that I don't look insane, but here's what it looks like so far. What my next step is, I like to do my eyebrows now, so I like to pluck and, you know, trim to get all those little stray hairs out. Let's do it. Let's use a spoolie first. If you've never done your own brows before, you might not want to do this part. I've never even gotten my eyebrows done. Actually, that's a lie. I've gotten them threaded before, and it wasn't worth it because I can just do them myself. Okay, so to finish up I'm just gonna put a little bit of concealer to make it not red anymore. I'm gonna use Maybelline New York Fit Me concealer in the shade 15 Fair, because I am white. There's a reason why I have no eyebrows in the first place. That's because I'm blonde. Yup. Okay, so even though I did tint my eyebrows, they're not the perfect shape that I want them to be because my eyebrows don't grow that way. So like you see there's a little spot right here missing. I would rather there be a little bit of hair there, but we don't always get what we want. So I'm going to go in with ABH Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade. This is the color Taupe. And I'm just gonna use an angled brush and I'm just gonna fill in those little gaps. Okay, and then after that dip brow, I'm gonna go in with Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. And this just kind of defines the hairs and puts them in place so that they don't move. Okay, would you look at that? I've got eyebrows. So, that kind of concludes my little tutorial today. I will link my 1000 hour eyebrow tinting kit down below. Make sure you give it a look. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. They look super crazy because that's just what happens. Oh look, there's something in my camera. What in the world is that? Where? Why? What? There we go.